Welcome to VBM's Biology. Today we are going to learn about an interesting topic, that is, why should meiosis 2 occur? Means meiosis 2 is essential after the completion of meiosis 1. Let us discuss. Before that, let us see the brief idea about the cell division. Cell division is of mainly two types. One is mitosis and other one is meiosis. Of course, equational division also there. In the process of mitosis, the mother cell undergoes a division. As a result, two daughter cells are formed. So here, if the mother cell, if it is human cell, it contains 46 chromosomes. That 46 chromosomes containing mother cell undergoes a division. As a result, two daughter cells are formed. Both the daughter cells contain 46 chromosomes each. Means the chromosomal number of the daughter cells is exactly equal to the chromosomal number of the mother cell. So that is mitosis. In case of meiosis, it is otherwise known as reductional division. The chromosomal number has been reduced to half. Generally, it is occurred in diploid cells. If it is in case of human cell, the mother cell containing 46 chromosomes, it has undergone first division, that is meiosis 1. As a result of meiosis 1, two daughter cells are formed. Each daughter cell containing 23 chromosomes, means exactly half the number of mother cell's chromosomes. So here reduction of chromosomal number has been completed by meiosis 1 itself. After completion of meiosis 1, immediately both the daughter cells undergo one more division. As a result, two daughter cells from each daughter cell will be formed containing same 23 chromosomes, means almost it is equal to mitosis. Just like in mitosis, as the mother cell undergoes a division, two daughter cells are formed, each one containing same number of chromosomes. Similarly, here also this daughter cell acts as the mother cell, and from this two daughter cells are formed, each one containing 23 chromosomes, means equal to mitosis. So here the question is, reductional division aim is to reduce the chromosomes to half. That reduction has been completed by meiosis 1. Then why immediately both the cells should undergo meiosis 2? What is the necessity to undergo meiosis 2? Why? Because by the end of first division itself, two daughter cells with half the number of chromosomes, means a haploid number of chromosomes, are formed. Even then also they must undergo one more division and four haploid cells are to be formed because of meiosis 2. Why should this meiosis 2 occur is to be clarified today. To know that, first we have to have some idea about the structure of chromosome. So in case of chromosome, it contains two chromatids, namely both the chromatids which are present in a chromosome are exactly identical to each other, so that these two are called sister chromatids. Means the chromatids of a chromosome are called sister chromatids because they are equal in structure in all the aspects. Both the chromatids are joined together by centromere. In this, each chromatid contains a DNA molecule. Suppose if it is a chromatid that contains a DNA molecule. Similarly, the other chromatid also contain the DNA molecule which is exactly equal. Like this, two DNA molecules are joined together by centromere. So this is the DNA of one chromatid and this is the DNA of another chromatid. Means the sequence of nitrogenous bases of one DNA molecule present in a chromatid is exactly equal to the sequence of nitrogenous bases present in the other chromatid. They are called sister chromatids. This type of chromosome undergoes some changes during meiosis 1. What happens during meiosis 1 is to be known. During meiosis 1, especially in prophase 1, in Pachytene, homologous chromosomes coil together. The chromosomes which contain same type of genes in the same locus are said to be homologous chromosomes. That homologous chromosomal pairs undergo coiling. So due to that coiling, some special regions are formed which are called chiasmata. At the region of chiasmata, the chromosomal segments split and they are attached to each other. As a result, recombinant chromosomes are formed, which is known as crossing over. So during the process of crossing over, homologous chromosomes coil. During that coiling, sister chromatids are not coiled. Chromatids of one chromosome are coiled with the chromatids of its homologous chromosome, means non-sister chromatids are coiled. At the region of coiling, the chromatid parts are exchanged between the both chromosomes. So as a result of exchange, the recombinant chromosomes would be like this. See here, this is the recombinant part of the chromosome. So this is exchanged from the non-sister chromatid of the homologous chromosome. So these two are exchanged. Similarly, in this chromosome also these two are exchanged. Thus, two chromosomes which are recombinant are formed. So now if we take this chromosome, in this two sister chromatids are present side by side, but both of them are not identical. The DNA present in one chromatid is not exactly identical because some segment of DNA has been exchanged with the homologous chromosome. So both the sister chromatids are not identical in this. Similarly, in this also, this recombinant part is different from the sister chromatid. So in this also, both the sister chromatids are not identical. If both the sister chromatids are not identical, this segment of the sister chromatid contains some gene. For example, imagine skin color, white color representing gene is present here. Imagine the same segment of the sister chromatid contains another gene, that is some black colored gene. So one chromosome only representing contrasting characters, that is not possible. So one chromosome must be equal in all the aspects with both the chromatids. So this should not be there. To overcome this, the chromosomes immediately undergo next division, that is meiosis II. What happens during meiosis II? During the process of meiosis II, the recombinant see here meiosis II. In this meiosis II, this is the chromosome with recombinant chromatids. So this is recombinant chromatid. This is the original mother's chromatid. So the DNA present in this chromatid is different from the DNA present in this. Now during the process of meiosis II, spindle fibers are attached to chromosome at the centromere. Due to pulling by the condensing spindle fibers, both the chromatids get separated. So after separation, two young chromosomes are formed. That young chromosomes contain the chromatids which are separated. So the young chromatids act as the individual chromosomes, means the young chromosomes contain single chromatid only. Later, during the course of development, each chromatid, imagine this is the original chromatid of young chromosomes, and this one develops another chromatid from the content present in the nucleus. Thus, a chromosome with two identical chromatids has been formed. Similarly, this is the recombinant chromatid. That recombinant chromatid also develops another chromatid which is exactly equal to it. Thus, two chromosomes are formed which are containing equal and identical chromatids. That is occurred during the process of meiosis II. So meiosis II is must to develop the chromatids which are identical in each chromosome. So to maintain the uniformity between the two sister chromatids, meiosis 2 is must, so that only meiosis 1 immediately after completion of meiosis 1, meiosis 2 will be occurred. So meiosis 2 is essential after the completion of meiosis 1. Thank you.